All right, now that you've made it through course one and actually getting set up and going through your basic operations on a daily basis, the next thing that you're going to do is really start utilizing Ion Pool Care. You've done all your beginning of the day checklist, and there's another checklist that you're going to have to use. Ion, you're going to be in it all day long. It's the dispatching software that we use. And there's a few beginning of the day checklist things outside of course one that you also want to look at. The number one being your quotes that you've actually sent out. So to get to that stage, you just go over to the work orders tab. So you're going to come over here to the work orders. You're going to choose, I like to choose the scheduling date, so it's very particular. I choose the date for Monday. I choose the technician, which is a holding queue, in this case a holding slash tracking queue. 2AQ service repair quotes is what I'm going to check first. My scheduling status needs to be not released because that means they've not approved it. You need to go with scheduled descending. Just that's what I always choose, descending, because it puts the newest stuff at the top. Yeah, and then you just start going through. Let's find out who actually has not accepted the actual quotes. So it looks like on 9/17, Jennifer Gazal actually declined one. So since this one's been declined, we need to do something about it. They're not going to move forward. Call, follow up, make sure, find out why they don't want to move forward. I've already spoken with them. But for this case, what we need to do now is actually come down here and just cancel it because we don't need it anymore. Then move on to the next day. Nothing there. No quotes that were declined or not accepted. Here's one right here, pending approval, not released. It's for $42. We can go ahead and preview it, find out what it is that we need. Full service cleaning with chemicals included per week. Looks like she was giving a weekly service quote, and when we can start as soon as Thursday. And ironically, I actually set this up, and I put it into the wrong holding queue. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this, move it over to the appropriate spot. This is not a repair quote. Don't know what I was thinking. It is a weekly quote. So now I've moved it to the appropriate holding queue to follow up with that and track it later. Move on to the next day. We have Erkin Nabi, not released, pending approval, not released. We can go ahead and preview it, find out what's going on. There's a work description, go through that, get some information as far as what the quote's for, and then here's the items that we're waiting to get an approval on, one or the other. I've already spoken with him. This is a job that's going to come through probably early to mid-October. Whenever he sells the home, he's got to get this taken care of. And we're on the same page, so we're going to land this job. One of these we're going to land. And really that's it. Just go through these work orders, find out what it is that needs to be tended to up to this point, and just make sure you're following up with those customers. Then you actually have the released ones. So you can go through here and find out, are there any ones that the customers did approve that are currently needing to be scheduled? Nope, looks like everything was taken care of. And again, with these declines and acceptance notifications, you will receive an email letting you know that it's been accepted or declined. That's just a daily process that you go through. Set your parameters, the date that you want to look at. The technician is the quotes queue, so we have the repair quotes. We have the weekly quotes that we need to be clearing out on a regular basis. We need to find out, did they approve it? And if they have approved it, has it been scheduled? We need to find out, have they declined it? If they've declined it, we need to cancel it in the system. Things along those lines. And that's the big Ion operation beginning of the day and throughout the day process. This is a never-ending thing. You just set aside, 10 minutes an hour, 15 minutes out of every 2 hours really, and check your work orders list and make sure that these things are being tended to.